Well, guys, welcome to today's Team Talk Tuesday. Let's see, this is April of 22. So if you're new to Teams Talk Tuesday, the layout that we have, the format that we use is we have the first part is about like what's new in Teams or some tips and tricks or what's upcoming. The second part is we're going to highlight a feature. And today we're going to talk about the good old Word. But we're going to look at maybe some tips and tricks of Word M365. And then the last part will be for any questions, a little Q&A at the end if we have anybody that has any questions. So we're going to jump right into what's new in Teams. Microsoft, there's not too many things that are new. They're really working on improving and updating Teams itself on the back end. There's been so many improvements, so many applications, and even within Teams meetings, you can do a lot of cool stuff, but you're not able to record all those new features. So they're working on a lot of maybe video enhancements, some speed, and just be able to do things as they should be done in Teams. So they're really working on a lot of things behind the scenes, we should say. But one thing that you might notice, a new feature within Office, if you go out to office.com, there is a new layout, some added features. Like, for example, on the navigation bar here, I'm in office.com. If I click on My Content, so this is a new feature. Here you can see all your new content here. You can also, and this is, you can see who edited it. These are all in my OneDrive. You can see what's been recently open. You can browse by different people and this is people not only within chat, but people who sent me emails. So that kind of goes along with another feature here, are attachments. So these are, you can see people who have sent me attachments within emails. Okay, so these are email attachments. And you can look at different cloud files. So all this content, this is a new feature under My Content. And you'll also notice here is a filter over here. So you can filter, let's say you only want to look at like Word files or different PowerPoint files. So you can filter by those. You can also filter by, let me just look here. Here's meetings, but let me just pick out a Word file. And again, it will show you any attachments. So here's one that is an email attachment, who it came from. You can get more information, of course, by clicking on that. So they really made some improvements here in the cloud. Let me turn that filter off. The last thing that I want to show you within what's new. Well, one thing I want to mention, when you create a meeting now within Teams, you have the ability, let me just go here to the meeting. You've always had the ability to add registration, and I do this a lot. What they've added now is when somebody registers, it automatically sends them a invite so they can accept it for their calendar, and it adds it to their, say, Outlook calendar. So they no longer have to, they used to send them this ICS file, that you have to open up and then add that to your calendar. Or now it just sends you the link. If you accept it, it automatically adds to your calendar. So that was a big plus, a big add. But the last thing I want to show you is something that a lot of us have been waiting for. When you create a team and you want to add channels, so again, of course, we know these are channels here. You can always have a public channel, which are these that everybody in your team can see by default. You can have a private channel, which again is like a subgroup of your team. So maybe you don't want everybody in your team to see what's in this channel. So you can have a subgroup or a sub-team. But now when you go to add a channel, if I say, click on the team, and I say, let's add another channel. And when you name your channel, I'll just do TTT for Teams Talk Tuesday. Now you have a shared channel. And of course you can name it. So the privacy is not only a standard channel or private, now you have a shared, and it tells you people you choose from your organization or other organizations will have access. So if I select that, it says share this channel with everyone on the team. So you can make it so everyone on the team can see it and people you share it with, or you can deselect that and say only these people. So it kind of works like a private channel in that only people within this group, but the people in the group don't have to be on your team, right? The people who have rights to this. So if I deselect that and say create, I'm going to have this TTT shared channel here in a second, but it's going to say, hey, who do you want to have access to this shared channel? And it will pick up people from the global address book. So I'm just going to type in a couple names here. I'll pick on a couple ladies. And again, it just picks stuff from the global address book, which is nice. Now, soon they will be turning on, we hope, the ability to share it with outside people. So if I type in, for example, my Gmail, it will eventually say, this is an outside person, and do you want to make sure that it just notifies you that's an outside person. Here it won't allow it because, again, that's not enabled yet. So we're still working on that. Okay, so now if I share this channel with those people, it says, do you want to make these people a member of this channel? Or I can also make them an owner of this channel, and I can remove it with the X. So I'm going to say done here. So this shared channel, other than the name, it'll be indicated as a shared with this link on the outside, okay? Now, typically a channel, say this public channel, if I click the three dots and I say, I want to manage this channel, there's just some limited settings that I can do on what I can do to manage that channel and some analytics, okay, on access. But with a shared channel, if I say to click the three dots and I say manage this channel, it shows me the owners of the channel, the members, and I can also invite other teams, as a whole to access this channel. And to add more people, I can say share this channel with others, and I'll get the same interface. Also, let me go back to this channel, TTT share channel. You'll notice you can also treat it like a public channel. So this shared channel I have posts and files, but when I click on the plus, I can add again all those applications that I get with public channels. I can meet now with this group of people. I can schedule a meeting with them, and here's a little I here, some information, and you might check out this for your other channels, but with this shared one, I can add the description. I can see all my members real quick with this channel. There's also the three dots, which always means more options. So if I click on these three dots, here is I can set the notifications for this. I can share a channel. I can share it with a team that I own. So here I can get more options. Now you don't see about sharing it with other teams unless you come over here and click these three dots. And then it says share a channel with a team. It does have it with the team I own, but here's with another team. Maybe I'm just a member of. Okay. So that's a nice new feature because we no longer have to have people as a member of our team to be able to access shared channels. So we can share this channel across university. Again, within a team, you could have 200 created public channels, 30 private channels, and 50 shared channels per team. Okay. So that's about all the new things that I have. Like I said, I don't have too many today. This might be a little short recording because I'm not sure I have anybody else on the line right now, but I'll keep an eye on that. The last thing, of course, we'll jump right into the good old Word. This is Word 365, kind of tips and tricks, right? So what I have up here, I have a split screen that I'm sharing. On the left side, I have the Word app. So it's the local Word. And I want to show you a little bit of difference between this one and the one on the right as indicated by the URL, the address up here. So this is Word on the web. So you can kind of have the same document pulled up. This is kind of an outline for today, but here you can see it's called, you have autosave for the app turned on, enabled because it is Word 365. And as I say that, let me go ahead and click on the file. If I click on File and come down to Account, let's make sure that we all have Microsoft 365. If you do not have it, contact your IT person so they can get you upgraded to that. Also, some things that I see when it says About Word at the bottom there, I am on the current channel preview, so I might have some things that you all may not see. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to preview with Microsoft. You guys might be on a monthly update, so if you don't see something that I have, it should be coming out soon. I do see I need to run an Office update here. So one thing I will mention is we want to make sure that all your files, as much as possible, is saved in the cloud. When I say the cloud, I mean either OneDrive or on Teams, which is behind Teams is SharePoint. So you want to eventually get your data stored in the cloud, because you'll have a lot more features like auto backup versioning is all done for you. Plus you can get to your data from anywhere, from mobile devices. There's just a lot of benefits. You don't have to use VPN to get to your stuff, so to your data. But once I have M365 for Word, I'll see autosave turned on. You can turn that off, but just as you're typing or as you're collaborating with somebody, you'll see this is automatically saved. Also across the top here, I see the name of my document. If I drop that down, I can see the location. I have this in my training folder on OneDrive. I can also click here on version history, and I can go back to a previous version. I think it is 500 versions. There's a lot of versions that it goes back. Okay. And then I can easily, of course, still comment. I can easily share the document with others straight from within the document. And you see the same options here. I can share the document, add comments within the web browser as well. The first thing I wanted to show, a powerful feature, if you're not familiar with it, it's in the web app. If you don't see it already under your web version, under the desktop app, you will see it. It's called Editor. So you can check for spelling, grammar, writing suggestions, plagiarism. So let me just go ahead and click on my editor. Let's see what we can find. So if I click on editor, it'll give me an editor score for formal writing. I can drop that down and say, how is this writing for professional use? It gives me an 82, casual writing, 88. I'll leave it at casual writing. That looks like a better score. I almost have an A. It gives you some spelling and grammar corrections needed. So if I click on that, it'll say, here's some suggestions. So it will help you. It will help you in your writing and some clarity. Okay. Now, while this has a lot of good features, let me just look and see on the for the plagiarism. I believe that right now it's only available in the cloud version. So let me just switch over to editing here. Here we go. Once I've been the editor is right here, just like this symbol here. Sorry. So here's my score again, my formal writing. I can change that. But now I can look at different refinements. But the similarity, this is where you get into the plagiarism. Checks for similarity to online resources. So if I click on this, it'll check for plagiarism. Yeah, I said this was already mine. I just made it up. So I'm good because I have none that's similar to it. But it does give you some more information here compared to, again, what you see here. So as you notice, the cloud version, and sorry about that little confusion. So it's just this little icon right here, the editor. The one thing I want to show you is another one I want to show you is the insights. Here, here's the document sites, or document stats, sorry, and the readability. It's fairly difficult to read based on the sentence. People with a reading level lower than high school might have trouble reading this. So it kind of gives you information on the people you're trying to focus on your audience. You might need to adjust this, depends on who your audience is. This is what I have is more technical, so of course it's not made for the younger audience. So, but this will help you along. The next thing we're going to look at, and a lot of the M365 apps have this, is immersive reader. So it'll assist in your reading it. And I use this like if I have a document, I usually sometimes have it read to me because my eyes, I might have two words right together that are the same words, where I may not see that, but of course immersive reader will repeat the words. So let's just look under view, and under immersive reader, I can have it read this aloud to me. And I'm not sure if you'll hear this or not, but I can just have it read this. Okay. And then I can also, if I don't like that, I can change it to a male voice or adjust the speed, and we can have it read out loud as well. So, and like I said, this is also available for other M365 apps. And then I have my screen kind of narrow here, but to both under view and then immersive reader here as well. And I can just pick an area, then have it read to me. That's just doing Teams. Oh, here down at the bottom, sorry. And again, I can change the settings here for the voice. Okay. So this is handy when you're writing a document and you want it to, of course, read to you. Let me close this immersive reader. Okay. Another thing that might be handy is I use this when I want to write out scripts for training, is Dictation, because it uses instead of just typing something out and reading, it's really not the way I talk. But if I use Dictation, you'll catch all the other, sometimes I use a slang, just something, how's it going or something. It's my the naturally way I speak. And soon, Microsoft bought, I think, Nuance, which is Dragon Naturally Speaking, which, that's used a lot in the medical field. So I would think that that's hopefully coming soon to Dictation. So if I come down here, let's see how well this works. If I come down here and I just use Dictate. So it's listening to me, and then you can see that it's typing what I say. So just like to welcome everybody to today's Team Talk Tuesday, period. And then I can pause that. I can hit again to keep talking. So, and then you have, of course, that same thing here on the web. So it's listening to, okay, good. So it did get all that dictation. So now one thing that it has only on the web right now is called Transcribe. Now this is nice because let's say that I have an audio or even a video file. I can upload that file to Transcribe, and it'll, like it says, it will transcribe all the words for me. So it'll transcribe the video, and then you can save it out as a PDF. You can also transcribe from your phone. So you could upload, you can record on your phone, upload the video here into Transcribe, and then transcribe it out as a PDF. So let's just take a look at that. If I go to Home, it's under Dictate. I'm about to make this bigger just so I can see this. So under Dictate, so you notice Dictate is not just a button, it's a drop down. So if I drop that down, here's Transcribe, okay? So when I transcribe here it says you can upload any of these files. So I could upload it and then, or I can start recording. So this free version, you get 300 transcriptions, 300 minutes each month, okay? So that's what the free version is. So you get about, what is that, 5 hours worth of transcriptions per month, okay? Now I will say, people's like, well, this might be good for maybe a Teams meeting. One thing I will mention about Teams, it has built-in live captions. So let me just drag this over in case you weren't aware of that. If I go up here to the 3 dots and I can turn on live captions. So once that is enabled, it will show down here at the bottom the transcription. So that will be available, and then you could download that. Okay, let me move that back over to the screen. And with any video like that, an MP4, you could actually update that into what's called Stream, which is part of our package. So if I go to office.com, click on the 3 dots, you'll see Stream here. I know I'm getting a little sidetracked, but this is a useful feature. So now I'm in Stream, and you can create, you can upload a video, and it will give you the, let me just show you one of mine. It'll give you the transcript. So if I come here to one of mine, and I just look at one of my videos here, it will show you the transcript right here. Oops, sorry about that. And then you could download if you come to the video, and if I edit that video, here is where I can download the caption file. So you can take any video and you can upload it to Stream. It'll generate that transcript for you, and then you can download it if need be. So that's a little bonus, a little handy feature. It says what's coming soon to SharePoint is the ability to upload any video files to SharePoint. So you don't have to use Stream, I almost said YouTube, but you could upload a file into SharePoint, and it'll give you the transcript, which you could then download either as a VTT or an SRT. Like, you can currently, of course, do that again in Stream. So that'll be nice because we keep all of our documents, say, in Teams. You'll then have the ability to have your transcript, okay? So another feature that you have only available again on the web is Designer. Right here is Designer. Let me just see, it's supposed to be rolling out, so let me just see if I have Designer here. I do not see Designer. Okay, so we're supposed to have Designer coming out soon to the app version. But if you're not familiar with Designer, let's say that you're using a PowerPoint. Let me just open up a PowerPoint. And pretty soon this will be in all your M365 applications. So you see it on the side there. Designer just gives you different ideas on your presentation, right? So if I say, oh, hummingbird. So design, I should have put that in the title, but design will go out and look for that example. So here, if I do hummingbird in the title, hummingbird. And if I click on here's design ideas, and it'll show me over here. So here's some hummingbirds. Here's even a video of one. Okay. So this is what design is in PowerPoint. It'll give you ideas. It'll give you suggestions. So this is what is coming. This is available within Word now. So if I click on Designer and I have different topics, it'll give you different layouts here. Okay, you can scroll through, show more themes based on what information you have. So that again is only available on the web. of Word, but soon to come out in the desktop app. Now, something else I want to show you, kind of going vice versa here. Let me see if it's under references here. Yeah, it has some different information, but it's called Researcher, and I don't see it here, but I know it's in the desktop app. So let's just turn back over to the desktop app. So if I go to references, and here's a researcher, okay? It's going to do a search for some certain topic that I'm discussing. Let's just talk about exterminator. I'm just looking on my desktop here. So you can find different topics about this exterminator. And if I click on any one of these sources, I can easily add it to my document. So let's just add this one here. Create a bibliography. So I can say, yes, let's create a bibliography for me that will reference that. And if you notice up at the top, this is an APA format, but let's say I need to make that in a different format. Let's say it's supposed to be MLA. If I click MLA, it'll adjust that, okay? I was drawing blank on COVID for some reason. I was going to use COVID, but you'll get the idea. So if you have a topic, you can easily do a search, and it's just searching out on the internet, but it will adjust the style of your bibliography, okay, based on your need, okay, and that's under Researcher. And just a couple of other little tips I want to give you now. For some of you all, like if I type in equal rand, that means just I need a random paper. So if I say I need 4 paragraphs and each of them 5 sentences long, and I hit enter here, it'll give me that. So if I just need some random stuff to do some testing, or something I wanted to show you here is I use a quick toolbar. So you can add to your toolbar here. This is your toolbar. If I drop this down, I'll say this show the quick access toolbar. And so I've added some things here. Let me just show you how to add these things. So if I go under File and Options, here's the quick access toolbar. Now here's some popular commands, and you see I've added some. I can drop that down and say, show me all commands. You can go through here. You know, these are a few. You can pause them if you see want to use some of these. They're alphabetically. You can simply add them. And then once you have them added, just show this by dropping this down again. Show the quick access toolbar. For example, one of the things I might do is I might type in open parentheses 23 plus 34 times 45 or something, right? So I might have this equation here. So if I highlight the first part of that, here's an option that I've added that says Tools Calculate. When I click on that, here it says the result is 2565. It puts it in my clipboard, so I can just come here and do Control V to paste those results. Okay, so that way you can have formulas and within Word. Many of you probably know this. If I want to highlight a word, I can just take my mouse, double click on it. It'll do the word. If I triple click, 1, 2, 3, it does the whole paragraph. If I control and click, it'll do the sentence. So that's just a quick way to, instead of trying to find the middle of the sentence and go like through here, just hold down the control, click, and there's a sentence right there. Okay. Something else, let's say that this video is an important word here. I can, again, double click, and here is the upper lowercase. I can say, let's make this whole word uppercase. Okay. I can also, of course, I can change the color, but again, I can go through and pick words capitalize each word. I just say uppercase that, each of those letters. The last thing that I want to show you is there's a lot of times where you want, let's say you want to create an organizational chart. I'm going to hit Control Enter right here as a page break. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add a fancy looking organizational chart. So what we'll want to do is go up to Insert, and we're going to insert what's called a Smart Art, and it's going to be a hierarchy. And let's just use this organizational chart right here, okay? And I'm going to say okay. It's going to give you information about it. So it's going to look like this. Now if I click on this text, I can say, let's put, oh, I picked on Lisa earlier. We'll put Lisa up here. And then I can put Chris and Greg. So you can put maybe titles in here, right? Now I can add more people to this. Before I do that, I'm going to pretty this up some. I'm looking here, and this is what I can have. I can also have a 3D view, so I can drop this down and it says, how do you want this to look? I can do kind of a fancy looking thing like that, or a raised. So here's a 3D look of it. Oh, here, this is what I'm looking for. It was too big there. Okay. So here's Lisa, but let's say that Chris has somebody else working for him, because here it shows that we're all working for Lisa. Let's say that Lisa had enough of Greg, and I'm going to be working now for Chris. I just need to tab that in. Now I'm working for Chris, right? And I can make these other two. I'm going to do a Charles. Okay. So now we can stretch this out to make it look a little better. Let's go back to this look, and you have a better idea, right? I can drag this over here. Okay, so you can always tab. You can add more people to this chart. So, but I just want to show you there's a way to do the organizational chart within Word. Okay. I seldom use this, but somebody asked me, and I had found this and was showing them, and I know they use it a lot. So, well, that's about all I had for today. I don't see anybody else on the call, so I will make this recording available, and I hope you find it beneficial.